We see gold right now moving up, bullish. No, it's not. Can you see the screen? Wait a second. Where's the chat? Oh, there it is. All right, let me try some. All right, what about now? Should be loaded up. Good? Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, right now we're currently in a distribution. Price is going up. My voice is echoing. Maybe you got a 2 tabs opened. But yeah, price, good. Oh my god, I took this trade. Nice. Because you're in the same direction as the FOMC today, you know? We're expecting gold to continue moving up. I was kind of hoping we could get a buy over here, but it already started breaking up. It already started breaking as it broke above these highs. So, kind of missed that, you know? I had a nice little 1 hour range here to fill up towards a 4011. And also we have a SMA confluence, little distribution. The trend today is bullish, by the way, guys. I don't know, maybe someone out there is thinking we're bearish. We're not. We're bullish. I think it's just like, if you're gonna be thinking we're bearish, you're probably just stuck here. Your mind is still stuck back over here. But you know, market conditions have changed. We got FOMC today. We're anticipating rate cuts. This is already being priced in. We're currently up on the daily 1.38%, which is not nothing. 1.38%, that's insane. Like, normal trading gold, like, we don't see 1.38%. Like, if you've been trading for a few years now, if gold hits 1.38% and you're still saying it's bearish, man, then good luck. Good luck. We're moving up here. Got FOMC later. Powell's gonna give us rate cut decisions on the US dollar, and I think the anticipation is that gold will move up bullish because there's a higher probability on the SME group that we're gonna get a US dollar rate cut. So you got people already kind of pricing that in. These people are like looking at those fundamentals, looking at those probabilities, and they're getting in a lot sooner. Since pre-London time over here, what you're seeing is distribution. It's a whole distribution from people who are already keying in positions for the FOMC. Just get the indicator, guys. Like, trust me. Get the indicator, free indicator in the description box. I was not trading since I got daily objective. It was a really nice consolidation breakout. Yeah, man, my like daily objective is pretty much done here, but I was kind of hoping we could get like a London Open move, because I would take a trade just based off of the anticipation with FOMC today. Those buys would have been like really nice right here for bullish continuation. No bullish exhaustion anytime soon. Yeah, until the market shows you that, there's nothing. I've taken one win and now stress-free. Yeah, there's no bullish exhaustion right now. It's still moving up. I don't know. I was kind of hoping to get this buy over here. I don't know how I feel about these continuation buys now. Also already at the top of the range. Would have been nice to like just get the buy to fill this range. Officially switched up to TFX concepts. Oh, where's my thing here? Concepts at Q4 after over a year of regular tuning into stream. And I cannot thank you enough. Got too confident trade setups before stream. Been missing out for years with SMC. And glad to have you on board. Yeah, it takes time, you know. It takes time for people to adjust. I understand that. Even like whatever some of you are learning right now, it's gonna take you time. It's gonna take you time. Like, I don't expect anybody to switch over overnight. And also with the case with me, when you stick with a system and you know you're still on that system and what you previously learned, it does take you some pain, some character development to start like unlearning and then relearning. You know, so I think it's quite normal. You gotta give people advice, but it's all, you know, that's all in you. That's all in you. When you read a book like Trading in the Zone tells you about psychology and how people, you know, think about the markets. But all that discipline, is it's inside you. It's not gonna be on text inside a book. So, you know, it just takes time. I think it's going up at least 40.98 during London. We will see if I get it right like yesterday. All right, so Ricardo here. We got Ricardo indicator. 40.98. Yeah, 40.98 will be good. Are you gonna go in for sell? No, if anything, I'll go in for buy. Gotta go with we gotta go with the motion, guys. You gotta go with where the waves are taking you. You know, a lot of people are still too caught up in these like old movements over here. They're still thinking some of you, your mind is still here, but it's changed. Like we got a new direction. Gotta go with the waves, guys. Don't fight the market. These are market participants. We're all on the same team here. Why do you want to take a sell when price is moving up? I just don't get it. We're all on the same team. What you're trying to do is you're trying to be right because you missed the buys. So now the only thing in your head that's making sense is a sell. You feel like the sell is less risky because you missed the buys. But you see, that's gambling. That's gambling. There's a difference between what you see and what you feel. Gold rises ahead of Fed decision. Gold prices rose around $39.70 per ounce on Wednesday, pausing its recent decline as attention turns to Federal Reserve expected rate cut later in the day. Traders are also watching for signals from Fed Powell on the future path of monetary policy, with markets already pricing in another rate reduction in December. Meanwhile, investors continue to monitor progress towards potential US-China trade breakthrough that could further dampen safe haven demand. Okay, so Donald Trump, Xi president, said to finalize a framework agreement aimed at halting further US tariffs increase and easing China restrictions on rare earth exports. Metal remains on track for a third consecutive monthly gain and is up roughly 50% this year, supported by economic and geopolitical uncertainties, strong central bank buying, and concerns over currency debasement. Yeah, so the main driving factor of gold today is going to be the Federal Reserve's. And what time is FOMC? My FX book is not showing. It's it's like usually towards the end of the day anyway. It's like maybe closer to London close. Go on Forex Factory over here. See, we've got FOMC statement at 2 p.m. So that's 6 hours after the New York session opens. It would have been nice to catch that buy. Is there any lag in the voice or do I hear it? I don't think so. From my side, it looks fine. What is it? Internet. Maybe it's your internet. You know, sometimes if you got like internet slow down for a bit. The good thing about Discord is it picks it up quite quickly. It doesn't lag behind. But look at this, 99.9% easing right now. So it's just gone up. 99.9. See, pretty good odds, right? Pretty good odds. US dollar weakness, gold to move up bullish. Simple. That's it. That's all that it is. You know, you don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to go digging in the rabbit hole somewhere now looking for a reason why it's not going to go up. 99.9% is because of inflation. Went down, so now no much excuse not to have a rate cut. Yep. We were kind of almost like promised these additional rate cuts by Powell. We just had one, right? We had one. We still definitely were kind of anticipating the second one at least. I don't know about the third one in December though. But the second one is kind of like a promise to us in a sense. So I do believe it will be such a curveball to have Powell not cut the rates. I feel like it's such a low probability. That's all it is. This is my smart money concepts over here. You know, we got FOMC and then we just got the other stuff. Usually like uncertainty, geopolitical uncertainties, and just like, you know, politics when it comes to tariffs and whatnot. Like, that's it. That's literally it. Why do you gotta go digging for things you don't understand? Like, you know, you're gonna overcomplicate your whole experience trading. But, you know, I understand. That's why I said some people, it takes them a while. It really does take you a while to break out of that shell. Like, even as I'm saying this now, I still don't expect you to take to practice this. You're gonna have, everything happens in God's timing. You know, that's something like I've noticed in myself as well, that I'm always trying to improve, because I know like how stubborn that we are. You know, we can be very stubborn sometimes, but yeah, that's something that I've noticed that, man, if you're really good at being flexible, you gotta save yourself a lot of time. You can see another route. Done, daily hit. Now I shut it down until tomorrow. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I'm thinking about shutting it down too. I don't know, like I wanted to get it, like maybe if we get like a pullback and then a buy. Kind of really wanted this one, but this one was starting to break here about a 4 minutes before the stream started. Damn, YT, what happened to the usernames? Why, what's up? I think YouTube had an update now. Everything seems a bit bigger. Everything seems like it got like broader strokes around certain things. YouTube's been definitely changing up its design. Is London session starting 1 hour late from usual? And what about our US session? Oh yeah, London session is starting 1 hour late. US session, it hasn't changed yet. I can risk $90 if good setup comes. A small extra that I have over daily objective. Annoying thing is we're just at the top of that range now, but you can definitely still push through it. But wow, these guys over here, is market gonna leave them in profit too, and then just continue bullish? This is a FOMC day. It's quite a lot. Everything is, it's quite possible. And the bull run started kind of late though. By the time the pre-London, when I got into the chart for pre-London, I think we were like 0.20%. It's only when I took my buy that the daily started trending, and then the indicator flipped. So I actually thought we were just gonna range today. But you see, I don't know if you guys watched the video from yesterday. Remember how we spoke about... Are we on the 5-minute time frame? From Ricardo's prediction over here. 38.88. And then we're just going to be in a range. So what ended up happening was we broke out of that range during New York session time. Boom, boom, boom. Came, retested it. And then we just held it to continue moving up bullish. So I do think that there is definitely some sort of exuberance in the market. And this could be the start of a bull run on Goldie. For price to continue moving up towards, you know, like 41.26 over there. Yeah, I have a buy open from 39.22. Do I still hold if FOMC is moving market up? Yeah, I mean, you can secure like 80% and then put your stop loss to break even. Then you gotta have like a stress-free trade. There's potential liquidity grab right here. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Gold edges lower on possible. Wait, how old is this? First of all, 8 hours. Gold edges lower on possible position adjustments ahead of FOMC decision. Edge lower in early Asia session on possible position adjustments ahead of FOMC monetary policy later today. Investors expect a Fed rate cut after soft US inflation data reinforced monetary easing expectations. Lower rates could weigh on treasury yields and provide temporary relief. Does TradingView have like a kind of like a chart somewhere where it shows you all the macro events and then how it moved the market? That would be kind of cool. Like like gold, maybe like gold on a daily time frame, and then it shows you this is when the tariff came in, this is when this happened, this is when that happened. I should work for TradingView. Got so many ideas for them. For traders, by traders. By traders, for traders. Is London open time changed? Yes. London open time has changed. Oh, I think you added me up Woods on Battlefield. I haven't yet seen the node teas. What is it on EA? Is it called EA? Crossplay thing. I'll check it out later. I haven't yet played Battle Royale. I don't know. I'm not like really into that kind of Fortnite vibe. At least you can get resurrected, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe it is fun. I don't know. So it seems team orientated, right? It's like, is it free fall? Can you get free fall? JDL Ghoul? Ghoul. Isn't there like an anime called Ghoul? Something Ghoul. Watch a few episodes of it. I can only play the Battle Royale that's only got the free version. Ah, okay. So that's what they meant free to play. Because when I saw it on the trailer, I was like, free to play, you still gotta buy the game. So they're going Fortnite style, huh? Yeah, here come the skins. And the milking. Milking of... Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul. That's the one. Here comes the milking of the children. Man, as long as they don't mess up the actual game, they can go and play around there in Battle Royale. V-Bucks. Do you think rate cut's gonna sell on news? Or make gold go to 4,200? On a daily time frame, I'll be looking at a... Jeez, man, we're already up like 953 pips. Imagine this, we're back above 4,000 psychological mark. Right over here. 4,000 psychological mark. I don't even know where we're heading past this point, to be honest. Because if we're looking at like 40.50, it's a pretty big move. Well, 1,366 pips, but it is FOMC statement day. Last candlestick was basically that amount. So we could be looking at 40.50 as a target for the daily. 40.50. Now we're just trying to hold above like $4,000 over here. Nice little psychological mark on gold to break above that area too. Because, man, look at the way even price consolidated right below it. Boom. And then moved up. It was getting ready for breaking 4,000. Now it's accumulating above 4K over here. This is kind of like thinking what to do now. It's also whiplashing a bit. You see, I broke the high. I broke the low. It's kind of moving sideways. That would be really cool. There's a guy who competes on forex. Oh man, look at this volume coming back in here. Yeah, I'm not gonna trade it. I'm not gonna take any more trades today. But see if this thing actually breaks. There's a guy who competes on Forex World Championships. Only trade news and macros, and I think he won once. Would like it to retest 4,000 and skyrocket. Might not come back down to 4K, but it would be nice. But man, right now we're still seeing bullish, lots of bullish momentum. Accumulate, break, accumulate. Thinking about breaking here. Could you show which positions you took today? Yeah, go on my Discord and you're gonna go look at them over here. I first took a sell that didn't play out, and then I took a buy right over there, just towards that resistance point. Boom, boom, came back, retested, and then continued to move up bullish. I think this is buy the news. Oh, this is buy the news, sell the rumor. Buy the news. Pack up the trunk from the front to the back. Pack up the trunk from the front to the back. Is it like, it feels weird with the buys. I always feel a lot more comfortable with sells. Sells always feel a lot more comfortable than buys do. I don't know, like sells just play out so much nicer. It's easier to fall than it is to go up. Just like the laws of gravity. This would be better. This last 5-minute candle close above resistance. Now the breakout is riskier. Oh yeah, there was a small slowdown there, huh? Slowdown of volume. Even as the 1-minute candles were pushing up over here, there's a small slowdown of volume. Even the 5-minute close right at that mark, 4,009. Hello Ash, welcome back. Gold will go up only. There is a higher probability that gold will go up because it's moving up. Only until that changes, then we can say, you know, how can you catch a sell, or how can you just wait for pullback for bullish continuation? As of right now, there hasn't been any sellers in the market. Like we literally have no structure for sells. We still respecting these lows over here. Here, start breaking some lows to start moving down like this. But right now, we're just creating new higher highs. Where is it at? Let's see on the 30. It's got a 30-minute resistance. Oh, 30-minute candle's about to close here by 40.11. And then for price to continue, potentially to move up here towards 40.45. It's like a 261 pip range. So respecting that 4,000 mark. See how we react. Really nice distribution. Multiple candlesticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. See, there's been no selling pressure all this time over here. Just straight bullishness. See people getting in early. So, you know, some of you who are still in bed right now, and you know it's pretty early in the morning for you, this is what the market is. Market doesn't wait for anybody. So, you know, that's why it's like you will see, especially on days like this, the movements happen sooner. You know, just because New York session is New York time or Eastern timing doesn't mean that Wall Street sleeps. Wall Street doesn't sleep. Market waits for nobody. Trend is your friend? Yep. Actually, how was the New York session yesterday? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, we did get that volume. Little sell and then some bullishness. Oh, New York was pretty awake. Yesterday, you had like a very nice corrective move from Asia and pre-London. London. Do you trade on the 1 minute? Yep. 1 minute and 5 minute. I thought it's only me who likes sell position than buy. No, sells are nice. Yo, big man, I just came on your video. Have you took a trade? Nope. Yeah, I already took 2 trades today. I'm a beginner in trading. From what capital should I start with? Whatever you can afford. I start with like 200 bucks. Is it a good time to buy Rockstar company stocks? Oh, yeah. Do they have like a chart? Rockstar company. When GTA comes out, that thing should skyrocket. Look at what they did with Red Dead Redemption. Amazing game. It's called Take-Two Interactive Software. Trading at $250. Let's see how they're doing over here. Oh, look at that. It's already starting to price in the GTA. It's pricing in GTA over here. Look at this, 250 bucks. Not a bad investment, right? I mean, who are their competition? Is there anybody out there who's better than Rockstar Games? Like, literally. It's a pretty good stock. Should have gotten in this earlier. Who is their competition? Ubisoft. Creators of Far Cry, Watch Dogs, Tom Clancy's video, Assassin's Creed. Nah, I like Rockstar Games a bit more. But I did actually enjoy Far Cry quite a lot. Far Cry was a lot of fun. Assassin's Creed used to be good. This would be fun. Oh, I think... Are they the ones behind Avatar? The new Avatar game? Let's see. Ubisoft stock. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, they're at 7.96 euros. And Rockstar is at $250. Looks like the proof is in the pudding. Ubisoft Entertainment. Is Hero FX good for beginners? No idea. EA Games. So Goldie's struggling here. EA Games is at 200 bucks. $200, not bad. EA Sports. It's in the game. Yeah, EA Sports here is at $200. Looks like it's moving up too. What happened last quarter? Why did we get like a skyrocket on EA and Sony? I'm not Sony, sorry, Rockstar. Rockstar. Last quarter was a crazy bull run. But I think this is also should be in line with, you know, all the progress like Nvidia makes as well. When you got Nvidia new GPUs being designed and all that, it's more capabilities for gaming. This is 2013. And look at this TFX concept over here. Price came down, man, 2013? Pretty good. Created a range, a whole range that got filled over here. This is on the quarterly time frame. It's a 2013 investment. You say, okay, you know, got like a small breakout play over here. You know, maybe could you put your stop loss below support over here? Nice little long-term investment. What's the probabilities that price would ever come back down to like $28 on EA? You'd already get such a nice heads up before that happens because you'll see it in the news and, you know, there's going to be pullbacks, etc. Something really bad was to happen to the company. They invest billions. These companies are huge. They're basically like box office blockbusters. You know, they're basically making movies. You know, make a movie, I think it cost maybe like 200 mil. Roughly like anywhere from 150, 200 plus mil. Basically making movies. Saudi investors 55 million bought EA. 55 billion. Oh, 55 billion. Oh, that's why. Man, last quarter looked crazy. We might be heading to the 1 hour OB just above. There's buy side liquidity. What do you think? 1 hour buy side liquidity. What do you mean buy side liquidity? Like there's buyers over here or something? So if we go buy side liquidity, that should push it up more. I think you might get the pullback. Sellers are coming in. Yeah. That's why I said I didn't feel like good about any buys above here. It's because that was the one that I really wanted in line with London Open. It's already broke above. I still gave it this decent push. I mean, if we took it, we could have still... It still moved up like 30 pips, you know? It could have still played out. To get the break of the highs. Even with a 16 pip stop loss, still respected. And then to push up 30 pips. But since it's already had this one play over here, I don't know, we'll just see. New games are coming out, also including basketball, football. You should make a really nice Formula 1 game. I feel like they have never really made a game that even the regular person would want to play. You know, just like Skate. When Skate came out, even the regular people who didn't skate loved to play Skate. You know, just because it's such a good game. But Formula 1, they haven't done it yet. They need to like invest in a proper story mode source. Market is in H1 supply. Imagine a 6-story mode with Formula 1. We got Lewis Hamilton over there. Make it all nice and cool. Create your own character. Kind of like yeah, and like have real life. A bit of real life as well, not just races. Got yourself an apartment. You know you're the rookie on the team and you're getting yourself a new apartment, new crib. Starting to blow up. Oh, that would be sick. Top floor boss, Lewis Hamilton. Get a race against that guy. I can't wait for AI to start implementing your own voice and look in video games. That would be so cool. You can just have your own voice as the main character's voice. And that's all possible with AI. Make it like more immersive. EA to the moon. Rockstar to the moon. Man, ever swing trade? No. I don't swing trade. Why do I need a swing trade for? You know, the only difference with swing trade, it just takes longer for your trades to play out, in my opinion. I think like a lot of people, especially in trading, a lot of like people who come into trading, they don't benefit off swing trading as much because they don't have enough capital, you know? And like to swing trade, how long will it take you to become a swing trader? So you're going to wait weeks for your trades to play out. So how long is that going to take you to understand how to swing trade? You know, it's going to take you a really long time. It's going to take you years. I think most swing traders, they come from lower time frame and then they just implement what they have in the lower time frame to kind of make sense on the higher time frame, and then still use the same confluences like macros, etc., which we still do on the lower time frames. You know, but it takes long for swing trades to play out. Like at the end of the day, you're either getting, let's say, $100 at 100 pips, or you're getting $100 at 20 pips. Only difference is time. I would say swing trading works best for people taking big risk and people who focus more on macro fundamentals and news events. They don't work for people who just draw trend lines and then look at technical analysis. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. Because, you know, when a move like this happens, guess why this is happening, guys? This is a swing trade, right? This is what you would need for a swing trade, correct? Because you have pretty big stop loss. And look, it only moves when there's an event like FOMC, or if you get something macro driving the price. So you're not going to draw a trend line and think you're just going to get away with it and say, oh, I'm going to ignore everything else and then I'm going to swing trade. It's not going to work. So if you want to swing trade, then you must also tell me that you love doing due diligence. You must also tell me that you love to go through fundamentals and you understand what moves your instrument, because that's going to help you more than how good you are at reading price action. There's a reason why institutions only use maybe like 25-30% technicals and the rest of it is fundamentals. Well, most retail traders, they don't do that due diligence. Like from my 6 years of trading and understanding the typical retail mindset, most people don't do that. They just want like quick gains. They just want to get rich quick. So they're not going to put that effort in, because that requires reading and you know, keeping tabs of certain things. And it's only a select few people who like to do that. Even I don't like to do that. You know, the good thing is TradingView makes it easier for me. And I also make it easier for myself by following the right channels on my social media. So I'm confronted with any kind of change in politics or markets that could have an effect on gold. I also don't like doing it. So I've just made it that it comes to me, then I can see it. And also TradingView makes it a bit easier. So now imagine somebody who doesn't know how to set that up. It's going to be quite difficult, because what I used to do in the beginning, I used to go on Google. I used to Google and I used to go on top stories on Google. And that's how I'll try and go through that information to see what could move markets. And yeah, that for me is really difficult, because you don't really know. And you always have to like keep checking. But you know, if you join the Discord, we also have, you know, live feed over here where you're going to get live news. And sometimes you're going to see things that are going to be impacting the market. See, Takachi convoyed idea to Trump that if Japan bans Russian imports, it could only please China and Russia. Xi and Trump discussed ties, issues of common concern. China foreign minister and Xi. Yeah, this is going to push the kind of like the most important fundamentals. Trump, we will see what we can do to address Korean conflict. India government. I think this is also really nice for whenever there's like a huge move in the market. It'll show as a red alert right over here and then explain why there was such a big move if something crazy happens. Israeli military soldier killed during combat in southern Gaza. North Korea testing missile while Trump in the south. Holy. Where do they test these missiles? Do they like just shoot them up in the air and then it explodes? But people would see that. I know in America they do it like, I think it's in the Nevada desert, somewhere over there. But that's kind of wild. Like, how do you test missiles in Nevada desert? Like, is it really that big so nobody sees like explosions? How the hell do you test a bomb? I would love to go and check out how that area looks wherever they like explode shit. Like, must be a lot of craters and stuff. But why doesn't it ever get picked? Can you even like Google Maps it, or is it because it's military airspace? Probably got like some kind of protection from Google Maps. And so many questions. Because wouldn't it be? Yeah, you wouldn't want to let people know what you're doing in Nevada desert if you're blowing up massive holes. But like military protected. Yeah, so many questions. See, price is still pushing up here. Show you guys, like 40.50. 40.50 is the target for today. Look, the push on gold. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's still moving up. What is this? The 9th candlestick in a row? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about to close in about 12 minutes. They have AI dome covering the whole desert. They track everything in that zone. Nobody gets in. Ooh. They know the warheads work. No need to prove them. So I regret closing my buy at 4,000. No regrets. This thing is you can't have FOMO. You know, you secured your position. When you secure your position, you're doing it very consciously, knowing that you're closing the trade and it could keep going in your direction. You know, so you should never feel FOMO. Close the trade, it is what it is. You got what you wanted, right? Close the trade. Because you know, the thing is, like, if you start doing that, you're gonna put yourself in a very difficult position. You know, where it's like, what do they say? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because it's like, you're gonna close, and if it went against you, then you're gonna be happy. But if it continued going, you're gonna start playing a victim. So there's no point doing that. Just close if you mean to close. And if you want to hold it, just hold it and close a partial. 70%, 80%, stop to break even. That's it. That's it. It's really powerful to close a partial because you're still part of the move. You know, psychologically, you're still part of the move, right? And also, you are still part of the move. So you feel good. Even if you're going to be earning a bit less than if you let the full position run, you still feel part of it. I think that's what the FOMO comes from. It's just from completely pulling out. It's not from making more, it's just from completely pulling out. So Mark Douglas also speaks about this too. My motto is see money, take money. Better something than nothing. Yep. You know the amount of times I've had trades just completely go in my direction. You know, so I don't do this to myself. All I know is that if I need to hold a trade, at least that day, when that day comes, I'm just gonna hold the trade. You know, but you have to be okay with seeing these types of situations happen over and over and over again. For me, I'm not a big advocate on risk to reward, because I think risk to reward is kind of it's almost like a lazy approach. You know, that's what we all learn when we first start to trade. Oh, 1-to-1, you need a higher win rate. 1-to-2, you need a lower win rate. This is all rubbish. This is all stuff in the beginning. It's like comfort food. You know, so I'm not a big advocate on risk to reward. I feel like that's just the most basic thing that you ever learn, especially after trading for so many years. You kind of look back at it and say, like, this is like very basic given what you now know about markets. So for me, it's more important to secure profits, and every now and then when I need a good risk to reward, then I'm going to hold the trade. But it's important to gather that data at least to know if your trades can give you a good risk to reward, because a lot of systems may not be able to give you good risk to reward. You know, there's some trading strategies which just can't do it. So it's good to have that data at least. You know, but just because I know it runs, I'm not always just going to close at a 1-to-3 or 1-to-2 type of thing. Because I'd rather secure something, you know. I'd rather just get paid. You see, I'm already up here for the month, like, you know, close to 30%. And I'd rather just secure like this. Risk 1-to-2% per trade. It's easier actually just to risk maybe even 1.5%, go for a 1-to-1, and that could be like a 1.5 risk to reward. You know what I mean? So like risk is so discretionary and risk is so fluid. It's not just this one thing. It's like, oh, okay, so the 1-to-2 I can lose less. You know, that's very basic. If that was the case, could you imagine institutions always using risk to reward? That would kind of be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you think that would be a bit weird with all the technology that they have, all the access that they have, all the liaising they do with politicians and big players and whatnot, to again just come at the end of the day and then just put a risk reward? That would be a bit weird. How a Bloomberg terminal, you're paying $20,000 for a Bloomberg terminal, manipulating stock markets, all to have like at the end of the day to come and then someone does this. I'm gonna put my risk over here because I want a 1-to-2 risk to reward. Awesome. It's just not realistic. It's not realistic, so I don't believe in it. But it's a good measurement of risk. You know, it's risk to reward. So it's a good measurement of introducing the aspect of what risk is to somebody. It's the most simplest way to say it. Like if you risk 1, you can make 2. You know, even in business, like you got to think maybe about like risk to reward. Like how much am I putting into the business at the beginning of the month? How much am I getting out of the business at the end of the month? You know, so we're introducing that concept of risk. So it's like a very good way to introduce it. A very simplified way of introducing it. Because the moment you start telling people about managing risk and how to reduce risk and all that other stuff that happens in between, it gets a lot more complicated for people. That's when normally, like the moment you start learning about losing less in trading, you actually end up mismanaging a lot of your trades. So you end up in situations where you put the stop loss too tight, it taps you out and then goes in your direction. You know, that happens to a lot of people when they start trying to see how they can play around with the risk. Tap them out, go in their direction. And a lot of the time it can be discouraging for you to just say, again, just let the stop loss hit. Because it's getting a bit complicated now. Because you haven't had the sample sizing. You haven't had the experience to know when to do that. Because in trading, you only learn by trading. You only learn through pain of getting those stops hit and better understanding like how to actually manage the position. That's why bankers get paid a lot of money, is because it's a critical thinking process that goes on. And a lot of the time, that's why I said, like, don't get discouraged about this number that majority of people are failing in trading, is because they are looking for shortcuts. That's why majority retail traders are failing in trading. They're looking for shortcuts because they don't know where to seek that knowledge. Or maybe they're seeking too much of it and it's confusing them. Because I think at the end of the day, the real teacher is the market, and you showing up every day, you're the student. That's going to be your real teacher. Albeit you have all these mentors and all this information accessible to you, the real teacher is actually doing it. Actually, like feeling the market out for yourself. Because there's not an amount of videos that you can watch. Think about it this way. Let's say you wanted to become a surfer today, yeah? And you go on YouTube and you learn about surfing. And you know every single thing about surfing. Like the guy will explain to you how to put your legs, how to like balance and everything. He'll explain to you in detail everything about surfing, right? And you're going to be super book knowledge, have a lot of knowledge on how to do it. But once you actually get on it, it's like a different story. Completely different story. And you just have to feel it out for yourself a few times. Even the same thing about Formula 1. You can learn about a race car all that you want, how to make the turns, etc. until you're actually in it. You don't learn anything. And like how to fight. Learn how to fight on YouTube. But until you're in an actual fight, you're going to realize that you don't know as much as you thought you did. And fighters will tell you themselves, it's a different ballgame fighting in a club than it is fighting in a ring. When you fight in a club, you're just throwing punches around. It's not like Conor McGregor is going to be in a club anticipating, you know, what he trains in the octagon. It's also a different ballgame. So you're never going to learn something until you actually start to do it and see it for yourself. Because market conditions change so much. Until this day, I have not seen a video on YouTube that can explain to you how to trade certain market conditions. And it's because it doesn't exist, and it cannot exist. It simply cannot exist. But I think the only closest thing to that we can say is these live streams. Actually, now that I think about it, this is the closest thing to explaining to you how different market conditions operate, is live streams, because we do it every day, correct? Like today I told you we're buying gold. It's FOMC. Gold is going up. People are saying gold is going down. They think it's bearish for XY reasons. But it's clearly going bullish. So why fight the trend? Even if we decided to take this trade here, it would have been a W trade. You know, we could have had a W trade over here. This gave us a decent push. In the initial breakout, it gave like a... I wouldn't take this one over here because these resistance points, they're not good. It's not well structured. You need something a little bit more even. You know, like if you look at this, for example, that doesn't look like very... At least you got liquidity to grab confluence, but it doesn't seem as balanced as something like this. You know, and that's hard to explain to you unless you actually start understanding like what I mean by it. It doesn't feel as balanced based off of what I execute normally. Like this doesn't feel as balanced to get on the break right now. But something, you see, that doesn't feel as balanced. But this feels a bit more balanced. You see, they're just those small, intricate things that you're only ever gonna learn like once you start implementing the system. And you see, like broke. It lost momentum here on the break though. That's the unfortunate thing. This is a very difficult position. Actually, let me see. If I was to take that trade, it's kind of hard to say now in hindsight because it didn't break like properly. But if I was to take that trade still, it would be based off the fact that we have FOMC today and price is already moving up. So the market can be quite forgiving just based off what the context is surrounding the overall market at this point. And then it just pulled down just a little bit and then continue to move up. So that would be the only forgiving thing about such a trade like that. So you have to see with the context. So today we got FOMC. But if it was just like a normal day, that situation right there would be very tricky. Especially that 5 minute, how that 5 minute closed right below that resistance. Could be very, very tricky. Hey, Louise. Thank you for the sub. Mr. Louise. Mr. Louise. Only in real life tube? Yep. Only in live streams. That's the only way you're going to learn about these market conditions. It's kind of difficult when you watch a video because every moment in the market is unique. Someone can show you and explain to you just like how different events. You've seen those charts before, right? Where it like shows you COVID, tariffs maybe here, maybe something else here, geopolitical, and then you can kind of see on the higher time frame how it affected the chart. But yeah, nothing beats doing it like in real time. I feel, yeah, nothing beats doing it in real time. Howdy, howdy. Closed both trades for 1 to 2. Let's go. 5:15 1 hour candle close above resistance. 5 minute close above previous rejection wicks at resistance. Very nice. 5 minute candle close above key psychological mark. It's at 39. I think that's 4,000. Oh, you took the buy. Nice. Took the buy from that consolidation breakout. This was as the London Open. For price to keep moving up bullish. You see what would have been amazing? Also, if you wrote something like FOMC today, or maybe you knew it at the back of your head, maybe you didn't. By FOMC today, strong buy pressure for USD rate cuts. Then it's like, okay, so now you're looking behind the curtain. You know, you're just not looking at what's in front of the curtain over here. You're not just watching the play anymore. You know, so you're understanding as the play is going on. You're also understanding like what's happening behind that's making the play go on like this. You know, so that's going to be the driving factor. It's going to be driving factor. That's what you need sometimes to feel confident. Like if you got like a challenge you're doing today, for example, you could get away with butchering the entry. You could butcher the setup even a bit, but you can take comfort knowing that there's something that's behind the curtain that's working in your favor. Market is quite forgiving once you understand that. Exactly, you gotta sit and watch the markets move. One thing gurus can teach is intuition. Yeah. Maybe it's going up to fall down during FOMC. Yeah, could be. But you see, that for me, it doesn't even bother me because I'm not even gonna be on the charts during that time. I'm just gonna come back tomorrow and see if we're moving up or moving down. What happened during FOMC, and then take a position. Because the only thing that's important to me is the time that I'm trading, or the time, you know, that you get on the chart. Whatever happens afterwards, it's none of your business. And look at this beautiful range. Like 260 pips over here. Up to 40, 46. How are we not seeing a pullback? Sellers going mad right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. People selling gold are like, damn. Man, gold's supposed to be bearish. Why is it not moving down? Surely this is the top right here. You can get it with a sell. This is it. It cannot move any more than this. It's clearly overextended. The RSI is saying it's overbought. Fair value gap and order block there. Should be respected on that SMT divergence. On the 1 minute, starting to see a little displacement over there. Yeah, I think this is it. Price should come down to 4,000 now. Whips. Sellers keep adding sell position and drawdown, and the account will blow. Tragic. All you gotta do is be right about the direction. All you gotta do is just be right about the direction. A lot of people outsmart the market. They want to outsmart it. That's all that they want to do. Man, I got so many whips trying to outsmart the market that, you know, I just had to humble myself. So for me, the way I trade is, if we're going up, I'm looking for buys. If we're going down, I'm looking for sells. So like a situation like this, still be looking for buys until otherwise. There are a couple of options here. So this one happened just like a bit too early, it broke out. And then this one, definitely a bit more difficult, because maybe you could have just taken it on the fact that FOMC was there, but we're not getting that volume breakout that we like to see. But those were two potential entry models, and you just take it with the idea that the market can be a bit forgiving because it's picked a direction. It's just not giving the break that we like to see typically on. But even yesterday, you guys don't know it, but I kind of like messed my rules up for a bit on the trade that I took yesterday. It was a sell position, but it's just because I knew the market was going to be a bit forgiving once it broke, because the direction was clear. So I'm not also perfect. I don't execute my trades like a robot all the time. I'm not perfect when it comes to the analysis. It's also a bit of intuition. Sellers are trying hard, but I don't think they will get it. Bulls winning today. I would say buys about 40.24 to go for 40.50. Even today, guys, like the buy that I took earlier on, it was like a consolidation breakout, but not really. It was kind of more based on my intuition as well. There was definitely like a setup, but that was also based off of, you know, like when I came onto the chart, at first I forgot that we had FOMC today. I completely forgot. And then I remembered that today was FOMC. And I was like, okay, so, you know, if the sells didn't work out, we're going to take a buy over here as price breaks above resistance. It's still pre-London. I looked at the daily. I was like, okay, you know, the daily hasn't yet moved. So we're probably, you know, probably in a very good entry point for the daily to keep going up with this USD rate cuts. And then we took that buy over there. I still had a few confluences, a bit of SMAs. Nice little clean range up towards like 39.69. But you see, you can't teach that. I can't ever teach. You can't teach intuition. Those whips were quite painful and loud. And another whip for the sellers. Got whips all around. Gold climbs back above $4,000 ahead of Fed rate decision. Yeah, I took a pre-London buy on gold, but as a 15-minute fade. Nice. Mm, 25 basis point cut is fully priced in. Fully priced in, leaving investors focus on Chair Powell's comments for guidance. I see people price these things in. It's so interesting, huh? The thing I love about the market is how telepathic these moves are. It's like telepathically communicating with people who are just on complete other sides of the planet. It's all like telepathic. That's the thing about trading. Very psychological. Very sad. Let me see if I can even find that quick documentary I watched. It's kind of like an old one. I think it was from the 80s. Of institutions trading against each other. And how it's psychology. It's like literally the guy's in one side of the world, in America, and is recording this guy's psychology, and is on the other side in, I don't know, I think it was Singapore or something. I can't remember. And then it's like recording two different people, two opposite sides of the world, and how they're using psychology to trade in the market. Man, to be honest, I don't think I'm going to find it. Do you mind explaining how you send your setup? Yeah, I send buy and sell signals. Where do you see the news? I see the news here on TradingView and Instagram. I would say buy above 40.24 and go for 40.50. That was me doing on my earlier trades. There's some resistance at this level looking right. You mean looking left? Gotta look left to see where price is going. Thank you for the advice. Still figuring out how to relate news/fundamental numbers to the market direction. Like, are we moving because of rumors / expectations or actual numbers that we don't know yet? No, we're moving because in very simple, we have rate cuts today. Like, we have a high probability of rate cuts. Like, I want your mind not to go any further than what I've just told you right now. Don't start thinking about the boogeyman or what about this number here or what about that number. I'm telling you why it's moving. The next FOMC meeting is in 8 hours, 47 minutes. We have a 99.9% chance of US dollar rate cuts. So when the US dollar loses weakness to a rate cut, gold will go up bullish, because you see we're trading here gold spot versus the US dollar. So the US dollar will go down with the rate cuts and gold will go up. That's it. Don't think anything more than that. The moment you start thinking anything more than that, that's now when you're gonna introduce now analysis paralysis and you're gonna start getting confused. Some guy on another stream is gonna tell you about inflation data and how the CTO has always been bearish during this time, so gold now should be bearish. Or some other guy is gonna come and tell you that, you know, gold has been moving down. You can see this previous daily candles. There's a lot of bearish momentum. Now you're gonna start confusing yourself. The number one thing I've always learned about markets is every moment in the market is unique. So this is a brand new day and you're trading at a unique session. Like, literally, that's it. Some other guy is going to tell you we're moving up because there's a POC over here, and you can see on this indicator there's like a bubble. We're starting to get some bubbles build up. So, you know, this is where the volume is coming with a POC. And there was also a fair value gap inversion over here of the 4-hour time frame. Then there was something. Good luck replicating that. It's going to be almost impossible to understand why price moves based off that nonsense. This is why price is moving. Now, the only thing you have to do is take what you have learned in terms of entry confirmations and apply it in the right direction of the market. And then you're going to have a better probability that your trade is going to play out. So if you have a fair value gap, apply it in the context of what the market is doing, and you're going to have a better probability that your fair value gap is going to play out. That's all that it is. Vic, will AI take over in future so much that retailers can't trade like we do now? No. I don't think AI will be trading, because a human is always going to be a better trader than an AI. You know, even like in some companies, they don't rely on AI to do the work. There's some tasks that you can't rely on AI. AI will make it sound really nice, but you're even forbidden to use AI in certain tasks. You know, because AI can be wrong as well. You can catch AI being wrong too. It's definitely not perfect. You know, we have really sophisticated robots at high levels which trade for institutions that cost millions of dollars, but there's always still going to be a human intervention. And you know, it's also AI would be based off human psychology in a sense, correct? So markets would more or less move the same, because it will be controlled by a human at the end of the day. Could you imagine what the chart would look like if you just gave it to AI and it started glitching? It would probably look like this. This is what the chart might end up looking like if you just fully took your hands off the wheel and then you just gave it to AI. It's like a Tesla. A Tesla will get you to point A to point B most of the time safely. But what about those times when something happens and then the Tesla doesn't work properly? And you know, there's been many cases like that, and then it results in a crash. So we can never give full autonomy to AI to do certain tasks, especially like these. And look at this, we got our TP hit on the VIX. Oh, this is a quarterly, sorry, my bad. But yeah, this is like 100% strategy here. Stop loss below support, then skyrocket up bullish. See, GJ is on its way down. Little accumulation break to the downside. I really need that volatility that came when Trump would say China. China. The Chinese virus. I can't understand a word of what you said. I love the way like Trump, when he gets a lot of these foreigners come in, he can never understand their accent. Sorry, Cake. I didn't understand a word you just said. There's this funny video of like a bunch of Indian reporters, and he can never understand their accents because they're all asking him like bad questions as well. Then there's this one reporter who gives him like compliments, and then he fully understood that. That guy's a character. Up like Donald Trump. See, if it breaks the high, it's good to buy. On fire today, closing now. I was seeing a retracement. TetraFX plus the order flow. Oh, you can see the change. Yeah, we're still waiting for like some kind of... This thing's not gonna pull back. 1.70% right now. You're free to believe what you want, my friend. Oh, there's something else. I really need to... We're still waiting for an entry. There's no we in trading. You trade ICT? Yes. If you're King Woods, he'll check his tea leaves and tell you what to do. You're like the rest of the guys. Why should I believe you and not them? Yeah, you shouldn't believe anything. Can we get some pullback after taking yesterday high on gold? I think like that's a speculation. You know, if it pulls back, it pulls back. Awesome. Then you can see like, how can I get a buy if price pulls back down? Bro, I'm so weak. I'm 2k USD in profit. I'm 2k profit, but I can't close a secure. Why not? What is holding you from closing or securing? People don't even make that in a week, even in a month, even in a few months. You could secure that right now and have 100% of $2,000 in your pocket. Or you can have 0% of $2,000 as you just watch price fluctuate. It's not real until you actually close the trade. Same goes for losses. Yeah, same goes for losses. It's not real until the trade closes. But you see, risk is perceived differently at that point. You know, the risk of being in profit and your perception of that coming back down to break even is a lot different than risk in losses with the potential of that blowing the account. What are we looking for? See this indicator over here? Daily bias bullish means you should be looking mainly for buys right now. That's all what that means. What level can we reach? 40.50. I think people don't close it because it's hard to see themselves in those positions again. But taking like 16-20 pips is pretty easy. Oh yeah, it is. And make 0.5 to 1% from that. Yep. Yeah, I feel like people struggle a lot to have these running trades, and we've seen that. We've seen it on stream. We've seen people talk about this a lot, where it's like they have not yet experienced what a running trade is like. So the moment they experience for the first time, I also remember this. Like, I remember the times I used to want to catch running trades like very vividly, and I used to trade primarily the Asia session time. And what my strategy at that time was, now is like super focused on leaving running trades. So what I was focusing on, and I still remember, weirdly, in my mind's eye, I can kind of remember the setup as well. You know, I remember the setup over here, and I was trading at that time the 5-minute time frame. And we had a bit of structure like this during the Asia time. It accumulated, and then it started to break out. And I took a buy as a candlestick close above some kind of a resistance, and then broke the wick. And I took a buy like this. And my whole idea here was thinking that this time I'm going to hold for the whole range to fill. You know, it was a pretty big range. And then that was the first time that I started like actually experiencing like running trades. And then the way I would manage it is whenever there would be like a structure that was formed. And I remember this trade was not super easy like this. It was actually quite choppy. It went up like quite choppy. But whenever there's like a structure being formed, I would like to trail it. Now the problem with doing this is that this time I should have been asleep. So I had to set alerts, and my whole routine was pretty much messed up because I'm trading when I should be sleeping. And I'm not getting a proper full night's sleep because sometimes the order would trigger, and you know, my partner would still be in bed. I'd have to run to like the office and then look at the trade position, you know, in the middle of the night, early mornings, you're half awake and you see the charts are just moving, and it's just that quietness and freaking light in your eye, and then you gotta adjust, you gotta see the position, then go back to bed, and then wake up again for now pre-London time and trade the pre-London. Then your day kind of starts, and it's a vicious cycle, man. Like, yeah, a true slave to the charts. That's how it is for most people when they first come into trading, correct? Like a true slave to the charts. And it messes up your whole daily flow. It messes everything up. There's just no more balance anymore at some point. But yeah, it is what it needs, you know. That's what you kind of like gotta do. You gotta put that work in. For me, I love like the picture I love of like Q Banks falling asleep on the couch before he made it. Like that kind of is the best picture to explain what a lot of us go through. You know, in terms of just being mentally exhausted, because trading is a mental game more than anything else. So you get mentally exhausted. How can I start trading with $10? Open up a broker who gives you maybe, you know, 1 to 1,000 leverage. That's how you're gonna start trading with $10. Yesterday we had the chance to buy the bottom, but you were a bit in disbelief. Could you explain it a bit why you said you did not enter? What do you mean I was a bit in disbelief? From what exactly? Like for me, I was always keeping an open mind. Like I knew that we had rate cuts today and like price could go up, but I'm always very objective with my analysis. Like although I can tell you, yeah, price can go up, I'll also tell you at the same time, don't be surprised if it comes down, because we've been seeing a huge selling pressure, a huge profit taking here towards the end of the year. So I never just have one analysis and tell you like this is it and that's what's gonna happen. And that's what trading is. You can't always just be on one side of the fence. You have to be on both sides of the fence at the same time. Because I don't know, on the higher time frame, it's more speculative for me than, let's say, if I'm ready to execute. If I'm ready to execute and I've refined it down to a 1 minute or 5 minute entry, I'm telling you there's a higher probability to go up or there's a higher probability to go down. But when we're talking about the daily and this overall volume, it's a lot harder to be correct, because there's a lot more things that can go wrong. But there's less things that can go wrong when we're in a trade for like, you know, 5 minutes. Qbanks lost 600k in one day. I wonder how it manages the risk. I flipped 6 USD on Vantage Markets with 1 to 500 margin to 1 to 120 euro in one day. Oh, good. How do you progress starting with $200 high leverage or also add? No, at the time I had a 1 to 500 leverage with a $200 account, and I added to the balance. Yeah, correct. Then I would compound with my salary. Then I'll get it like, you know, $500, $700. I got it to $1,000, and that was a milestone for me, $1,000 at the time. And then I just withdraw $500, 500, and then I kept it at $500. And then only when I proved to myself that I can trade is when now I started seeking, you know, other means to fund my account. Look up something called Sent Account. But you see, like when you put a $10 account, what are you planning on doing with $10? There's nothing you're gonna do with $10. Gonna open a 0.01 lot size. The free indicator daily bias can use an MT5. No, it's just on TradingView. Yeah, the market here is setting up again. Got some kind of a resistance, support, potential fakey that happened right over here. Like break above these highs. Doon. Just save 1K and grow that. See, FOMC, Bank of Japan policy rate. Oh, we also got Japanese, the yen interest rate decision today. But it looks like they're keeping it the same, most likely. How your idle setup looks like? Oh, my ideal setup. And maybe something like this. Price coming down heavy. See, what was the daily on? Does it not show us a daily here? Doesn't show us a daily percentage. This is not it. Yeah, but something of the sort like this. Price coming down heavy. You can see also daily bias is bearish. Break of the lows for continuation. Because I know like once we break those lows, that price is going to have an explosive movement. Because we're already seeing direction in the market. That's my best setup. I've taken 2 beautiful wins today, so I'm now going food shopping with Wicks and dips. No whips, straight pips in my ear. Oh, nice. What do we... I work a 9-to-5 job and I trade during work. My account is $350 and my goal is to make 2 to 3% daily. Is that a good plan to grow the account, or should I take more risk? No, I think it's a good idea to do that, because you know, like in the beginning all you're doing is really just showing to yourself that you can kind of have some consistency for a month, maybe 2 months. It doesn't even matter what percent it is that you're risking. It's just you want to show that you can come out on top. And if you can, then you're going to be in a different mental position to do other things like get funded challenges, compound the account even greater than that. You can take a bigger risk, you know. Maybe, you know, some people put like even, say, 50% of their salary into their trading accounts, which is quite a lot, you know, but they're going to build like a confidence to grow that. You know, I know a buddy of mine who's doing 55% of his earnings in Bitcoin. So that's how much he earns in Bitcoin. This is a huge number. Because usually like something like this should be maybe for your needs, right? 55% of your salary, you put that aside for your needs. Maybe like, you know, 25, maybe 35% into now your investments. That's not investment advice, right? Into your investment, or your, in this case, it could be like trading. You're trading, instead of investing in like a stock or an index or something of the sort, now you're investing in yourself into your trading account, because you can have a better exponential growth. So that would be the smartest way to do it, I would say. Prove to yourself first, and then maybe invest like, you know, 30%. But of course, it depends on your living conditions. Let's say for a younger person living with your parents, you could probably invest like, you know, 70% of their allowance. Just keep slowly scaling that account, or, you know, just apply for a funded. And then 1 or 2% is still going to be quite a lot. It's harder to save to your goals than it is to seek ways to have that exponential growth. No one really gets rich by saving, you know, so you got to see for yourself what your performance looks like at the end of maybe Q1. And then based off of that, you can see maybe Q2 again, see what kind of returns that you get, and then you can start like to decide maybe you're going to risk 5% per trade, and then increase the earnings a bit more, you know. So you really just want to feel good about your skill first. Funded, you have more rules and bad spreads, so it can be tricky. Yeah, that's why I say like 5% would be the maximum that you'd want to be risking per trade, and maybe even limit that to 1 winning trade a day. I mean like 1 or 2 winning trades, or 1 losing trade a day. I'd like to propose a partnership. If you're interested, let me know. What is it? You see, this thing is gearing up for a continuation here again. This is a V-shaped reversal. You can see a little bit of volume starting to come back in there. It's still really bullish. Even looking at the 5-minute time frame. Got a few rejection wicks. Man, look at this thing. Look at this thing over here. Chat, do you think this is gonna sell really? I have 200 euro account, and every 100 euro I take out 50. I just put it into another account and I'm slowly growing it. My plan is every 100 euro, or I think pound, I take out 50 pound and do that regularly until I'm profitable. Yeah, you gotta pay yourself. I fully agree with, even if you trade a small account, if you got a profitable week, pay yourself. You know, find ways that you can pay yourself, because when you withdraw that money, it makes it real. And then you can go spend it on something to reward yourself. Because a lot of the time when we're learning how to trade, we forget to reward ourselves. Correct? And it's quite important to reward yourself for good habits. Will it will go to 40.50? Yep. Do you have a recommendation for fund account? No, not at the moment. I don't know like what the funded landscape looks like right now. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I don't even know what combine is. I hear people talk about combines, but I just assume it's multiple accounts connected to one. I have no idea. Привет, как дела? Oh, I'd like to invite you to partner with an affiliate. Send an email. There's an email in the description box. Whoa, Jack. Time for dinner. Beyond Cookout Classic. Beyond Burgers. Bag holders are bought at $7. You bought 10,000 Beyond Meat Inc. Beyond Meat? Beyond Meat. Oh, this thing is coming down here. Nobody wants your Beyond Meat. Started like a pump and dump scheme. What the hell? It went up to $240 at one point. And now it's back down to $270. Wow. Crazy. Look at this. One more retest at 220 and then price just completely melted. There's a rug pull here. I don't know, maybe it's just a hype thing that died. Like people didn't really want to eat Beyond Meat. So maybe in the beginning it was, you know, it was like a cool idea. It kind of tastes like meat. Nobody wants to go to Cookout and eat a cauliflower burger. It could have been just that. Just like a hype thing in 2019. And then it came down again. It's freaking expensive as well. It's more expensive than meat, I think. To eat that type of those company foods. So, you know, like, people are gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna buy meat. Maybe if it was cheaper than meat and tasted like meat, but it was not actually meat, people would, you know, like to invest in it more. Dad, why did mom leave us? I full ported into Beyond Meat after somebody on Wall Street Bet told me we are going to the moon. What did it cost? 60% of our combined savings. Damn. Beyond bag holders. Hey, what happened? Like, I don't get it though. This thing's been dead forever. But it looks like we had a pump. This was a pump and dump. Like right over here as well. There was a pump and dump right over here. This is the power of influences, you know. I think maybe this was caused by someone with like a bit of influence on social media. And then they rug pulled people. Basically, somehow. I don't know. But it looks like one of those things. He bought into a stock for a quick flip but ended up a community member. Setting up on the 5-minute. Goldie's dead right now. It's chopping up quite aggressively. Loads of wicks that are being built up over here. This is actually not a good sign. You start to see a lot of wicks. Can be kind of sketchy. Maybe it's fully priced in the FOMC now. But it's up 1.60%. Who knows? We're still looking at 40.50. But it's definitely at a point A. That's for sure. The market has definitely stopped here. I think you're only going to get confirmations for direction if it either breaks this high or this low. The high looks a lot cleaner by 40.21. The low is still a bit sketchy because of the bullish momentum. It will blast in pre-NY. Because it's already had like one push here. This is shortly before London Open. A second push over here. And this is the kind of like the overall third push. Be right back. Holy. Bullish continuation. Came in earlier. There was one right here. There was one right here. This break came in earlier. Already pushed up about 34 pips. Whenever Vic steps away, we always get some momentum. I know. Every freaking time, bro. Every time. We gotta tell him to step away whenever we need momentum. That's what the market is good at, right? It's always good at moving when you need to go and do something. The amount of times, like when I'm trading the pre-London session and I wait for a setup and I really want to use a bathroom, and the moment you go and use a bathroom, that's when the trade happens. Or like something happens. You know, it happened to me last week. The internet went off like literally right before I got my entry. It's like you could see the momentum kind of building up a little bit more here as it was pushing up slightly. Definitely not time to go anywhere, really. If you want to execute, that is. If I was going to execute, I would not have gone to the bathroom. But yeah, this is like another breaky over here. It's still moving up 1.80%. Still bullish. Very nice accumulation. At first, I was like, okay, you know, we got this bigger one right here. But at the same time, we got the smaller one right here. So both of them are still in play right now. He's going. It happens with me always. And you got to choose whether you're going to go to the bathroom or take a trade. Because if you take a trade and you really need to take a piss, and the trade doesn't play out as fast as you thought it would, quite annoying. He's just kind of stuck there in drawdown. Then you gotta strategize. Take your phone. You know, the problem is, yeah, I don't know what the problem is. Combine is in Top Step. It's what I'm using now for fun. You pay $50 and 50k account, and you need to do 3% to pass, 2% max drawdown. And then if you pass, you'll pay $149 and get the Funded Express. Then it gets trickier once you withdraw. There, let's say 52k, you take 1.5k, you have only a buffer of 0.5. It is fun, actually, in a sense, just doing those funded challenges to see if you can get a quick payout. Scaling in, sometimes I go with the phone or laptop. Wow, look at this. Holy. Nice little accumulation breakout here. So this is a third entry point. This is the bus stop we spoke about. So you got a one here, got one here, and you got one here. Actually two, because it's set up within one. Because markets are fractal, you can always have a setup within a setup. It's a pretty clean one, that is. That is the cleanest one though, today, for sure. Like this would be the ideal setup. That the ones that we usually like to catch, zero drawdown. This is like ideally the type of entry we'd like to have. These previous entries were kind of slow. This was like a slow burn to break the highs. And then this one also not the best. There was something, but not the best. Maybe it came in a bit earlier, actually, like right here. Because you see that small one in there too? There's also one small one in here. And then there's this bigger one right over here. And then it's like fractal. There's a small one. Basically, what you're seeing just happening right now is what this is. But it's printed a bit differently. You see, you got the bigger one, and then you got the smaller one, and then it breaks above. But you also had kind of like a bigger one over here as well. It's not the cleanest, not the easiest to see. And this one kind of slowed down at the break, but it still played out beautifully. And then this one right here. Now, this was a lot more cleaner though. Boom, volume, easy. Easy pickings. Easy pickings. Don't worry about why I'm not taking the trade. Worry about why you're not taking the trade. If you're still waiting for me to take the trade, then you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, damn, I have to work on my on my understanding of why these trades are even being taken in the first place. Because you should never take a trade if you're never understanding the concept behind why certain trades have been taken. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bullish candles on the 1 minute. Yeah, I'm still skyrocketing here. Come on now.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Why are you running? Facts, you teach action and execution. 40, 80, end of session. We said 40, 50 by the end of the day. I think 40, 50 is a nice mark over there. We are looking for an additional maybe 216 pips. That should be my move. What happened? Did you also go to the bathroom? I took a buy and made 25 picks. Thank you, Vic. Oh, nice. See, you took a buy over here. Awesome. Let's go. If it rises so much now, FOMC may sell. On news, drop later. That's true. That's why we are seeing people coming in sooner, right? It's someone said, "What? Buy the rumors, sell the news." Yeah, buy the rumors, sell the news. Bro, just lay a fib level from the bottom and see how it's respecting. It's respecting because, yeah, of course, the market is trending. So that's the best time to use a Fibonacci. From the lows to the highs. So from this low, where it created the push, to where the high started the retracement. This is most likely a golden zone area. Right over there. For price to continue to move up bullish. Because you're only going to ever use a Fibonacci when price is in momentum like this, right? You never use a fib in a sideways moving market. Don't wait for others to give verdict. Be the judge, jury, and executioner of your moves. King Woods. Nice. Keep in common Woods. Wednesday Woods of Wisdom. Clean range on the 1 hour. Man, if you're taking a trade today and you're in profit, just call it a day. Just call it a day. You don't have to overtrade. You don't have to over risk. You know, just enjoy those profits and then, you know, come back the next day and try to do that again. Because, you know, when you start trading like that, you start trading better, not more. So when you end the day profitable, those days gonna add up. And then you come back the next day and it's gonna feel really, really good to take maybe like a profitable day and then call it a day. Then come back the next day, profitable day, and then call it a day. And then just keep trying to do that. That's gonna feel really good instead of taking too many trades and maybe getting lucky, maybe not getting lucky. You know, you don't know how that cluster is gonna go. But you can end it right now. Yeah, I'm done for today. Don't feel FOMO. As I always say, like these moves, they're nothing. They'll always be around. Because I know somebody who said that they secured at $4,000 was feeling FOMO here by 40.10. And now imagine what you could be feeling here as price is still moving up bullish. You're going to want to take another trade. But you got to control that emotion. Because, man, that's all you can control. All you can control is in trading is your risk and your psychology. That's all that you can control in trading. I know it feels long waiting until the next day, but in the meantime you can paper trade and you know, trade on a demo account. I met a guy that swings no SL. Hey, if you swung no SL on gold this year, you could have been getting a lot of forgiving trades, provided that you are just in the right direction. You know, like for example, buying this year, it hasn't been like the hardest to make a profit on gold, especially like since there's bull run over here. Could have been a lot more forgiving. But it's only like if you start catching tops like this, it really mess you up. Eventually your luck runs out when it comes to not using a stop loss. That's the problem with that strategy. What broker are you using? No ways looks a good day trading. Oh, okay. It is a good day to trade. I agree. There's direction. You got FOMC statement, rate cuts at 99.9%. Why not, right? Why not? It's as good a day as any to trade. I haven't taken any trades today, just watching till I'm convinced. Oh man, if you're not convinced yet, don't trade. Just call it a day right now. If you're still not convinced of price, up 1.88%, you know, just call it a day. It's maybe just not going to be your day because, you know, right now, this has been the most convincing thing to happen when price moves like this. So if you're not convinced, just call it a day. Trust me. You know, like when you come onto the charts, you're always coming with a mindset to either execute or not execute. So there's a reason why we haven't taken a trade today, you know, because I already came onto the charts knowing I'm not going to execute during this London session stream. You know, otherwise I think our trade may have been this one right over here by 40.10. Could have been this trade over here. The way it broke, I did not like the way it broke, but I could have looked the other way. It's hard to say in hindsight now, but it's what I did yesterday as well. I looked the other way just because of what the volume and direction was. So I could have looked the other way for that move. But if you come onto the chart and you don't know what you're going to do and you hesitate a lot, then I don't think it's a good idea, because what's going to happen is a lot of the time what happens is you miss your first move, which you should have taken. Then you take the second one and then the second one fails on you. Then you start playing the victim and saying stuff like, oh, I should have taken that first move. Yeah, now it's going downtown. Small break over here. It's correcting. It was a really good push. So it's coming back to take back some of the profits. The market's also greedy. You think you're greedy? Man, the market is greedy as hell. Whenever it has sometimes these really lovely pushes, it'll always try and come back down to retest these previous players over here. Try and like get them out as much as possible. Because people usually trail. Or they close out of fear as it starts to come down. You know, you've all been in this trades where it's like maybe 1 to 2 risk reward, then you see it come down to like a 1 to 1.5, maybe a 1 to 1, then you close out of fear. So the market's really greedy. You get saved 9 times out of 10. That one time takes the whole account. Can I enter now? No. Sometimes I take trades that has big targets, and the longer I'm in, the more aggressive trailing gets. Yeah, like look at this, man. Like it didn't even break the previous lows until all the way up over here. So you could have theoretically caught the full move until the retracement with an aggressive trail, stop below candlesticks. No. Do you think it might go down after FOMC? I think tomorrow what we can expect is more bullishness. That's what I would be looking forward to, especially with the way the daily candlestick is already moving like this. So we create like a support. Then tomorrow in the pre-session time, I'm expecting us to already start moving up again like this. So we might have a similar day to what you've experienced today, tomorrow. But what do I think about price action at the start of the week, Monday, Tuesday? I think we're pretty good. It's been a good week. Definitely no complaints from me. Oh, it's gotta download content. %. It's downloading the Battle Royale. Opinion on FOMC today? I think people are already in the market for FOMC. Guys have already been buying since Asia, pre-London, and London Open. Come on, man. Gotta get with the program. You can't be waiting for the news to drop to put a position in. Why? But that's what we all fall victim to. We all fall victim to trading news events when it's coming out because we don't know how to preempt them. Because I imagine like a day like this for just a trader, maybe year one, for example, is very difficult to have intuition of why price is moving the way it is moving, because your mind is more fixated on price, like candlesticks, than it is on other things. So you're just trying to master the game of price action more than anything else. I'm already in from 39.22. I've been loving COD, and it's really making me want to get a PC to probably game. Yeah, I think like a custom PC is always nice, you know, because like whatever's on the market, unless maybe you get like an Alienware or something of the sort, it's really nice to have a custom PC. Then you just change out the parts. If you want to get a new GPU or CPU. And the good thing is you can start small. You can just start small. Just get the right case size and just start with what you can get. And I think you can. I'm not sure if you can. Now that's a buy there. Here. 5-minute retesting the consolidation area, the previous accumulation. But it just had one explosive movement right here. So this was definitely a setup. Whenever you see price move like this, just know that there was a potential setup. So you got to investigate and see how could you have caught this clean action. You see this like clean volume here. Okay, sometimes it can be quite confusing if you look at that. But you're trying to see like how can you get these extensions. So look at where these extensions are coming from and then see how you can make sense of how you can catch something like that. Because that's what I do. That's what I do, and that's how we trade TFX concepts. Actually, why does the price rise so fast and so quick in a 1 minute at times? Is because there's an entry confirmation. So what your job is to figure out where is that entry confirmation. Why do people keep taking this? That's why, right? It's not random. It can feel random at first, but when you see like price move like that, it's not random. You just kind of have to refine enough times to be a little bit more precise. Or buy a pre-built one? Yeah, exactly. You can buy a pre-built. I bought a pre-built. And then I added it along the way. Like I added my own things. Because it's kind of scary when you're thinking about building it yourself. Because it can seem quite confusing. So I bought a pre-built and then just slowly understand like, okay, so this is how you install a GPU. Okay, so this is how you install a CPU. Okay, so this is how you install new fans. You know, okay, so this is what the motherboard and the connections are going to look like. And okay, so this is how you install a PSU. You know, so when you get a pre-built, then you can like experiment a bit more confidently step by step. They built ears from scratch, custom AIO and everything. Oh, nice. Yeah, mine doesn't look too impressive, but the hardware is pretty good. It's like one of those old cars, but inside has like a good engine. Because I don't got like fancy lights and stuff. But it's a beast. Just waiting on this download. Should probably have like one game. Yeah, I got a sleeper, exactly. Damn, how big is this update? Jeez. Estimated 2 hours. I don't think so. Downloading data from the market. We're hacking in. Downloading some juicy pips. Imagine you could just download pips. You don't have to even catch the pips. You just download them. How does MBA mortgage application affect gold? I don't know. One time somebody asked me a complicated question on stream like that, and then he said, man, this guy is not a real trader. Like, how does he not know what this is? But you know, it's okay. It's okay not to know. I don't need to know that. Actually, I think at this point in my career, the more that I know, the more I'm going to start losing money at this point. Because the whole idea was to remove everything that I did not need. It was not to add more things to what I already have. It was always to withdraw and strip away everything that was useless. So you can be a bit more lightweight. So you're trying to be as lightweight and as efficient as possible. You know, it's like having a gun. Would you rather have better mobility or better ammo? You know, what serves you more? That extended mag or being able to be a bit more fast? It's like you're gonna spend a lot of your life acquiring things to find out later that you don't need that. So it's just the same way as life, you know. We spend our whole life acquiring things, buying the latest iPhone, buying this, buying that. And in the end, what happens? You feel like you don't need it in the end somehow. You know, but you spend your whole life chasing something. But you see, if you're smart enough now and you have the wisdom to know this already, then, you know, then you can save yourself a lot of time, a lot of mistakes. Say you always got to learn from other people's mistakes. It's easier said than done. But you know, that's something you kind of work on like every day. How can I learn from other people's mistakes? How can I make sure I'm not over cluttering my life? You know, embrace minimalism. I think it's always a good idea. And minimalism will help you find ways to do things more efficient. And I think it was Bill Gates who said he would give the hardest job to the laziest person, because the laziest person is going to find the most efficient way to do it. This looks like it's going down. Oh man, I wish I could like skip this update here. I don't even want to play that one right now. Battle Royale. Last played October 21st. 4055 is the last destination. This thing's setting up again. Let's see, 5-minute time frame. Starting to get a lot wicky here though. See, like since this breakout was pretty nice, but it definitely is starting to get a bit wicky. Yeah, it's starting to move a little bit more sideways now. That's going up. Order flow saying so. There, it's getting some kind of a break, some small volume coming in. See, just W. Nice. See the latency on Discord, guys? Look at this. Well, you probably show it on YouTube more. See when I move, look at when I move my chart, and look at when it moves over here. 50 milliseconds, I think it is. It's the same thing like on your MetaTrader or CTrader. When you look at bottom right, it says there 90 milliseconds or sometimes 50. What does yours say? Like bottom right hand side on your CTrader. How many milliseconds you got of lag? I think mine this morning was on like 90 milliseconds. But I still feel like in trading, that's quite a lot. In terms of like closing on CTrader, because you know sometimes these candlesticks move crazy. I don't know if you guys ever get like 20 or 1? I don't think I've ever seen like, yeah, the ping at the bottom right hand side of your CTrader. What does it say? Because I don't think I've ever seen like something super low. Last time I saw it was like at 50. I don't know if I've ever seen like 20. Because it's a service, right? It's, you pick a server with the best ping. Oh, you got 75/110. Yeah, that's kind of like how mine hovers. I wonder if it's like that for everybody. I think it's like that for everybody until you purchase what what is that? That VPN? I think there's some kind of like some VPN you can get for MetaTrader that can improve your ping, but you have to pay for it. I'm thinking if this is really bullish, if later on didn't sell on news, I could easily rise to 4080, head to 4180 tomorrow. And you also got to think in terms of like how stretched that daily is going to be, because by the time we get to 4080, we could do it. If you look at this candle here, oh, it didn't even do a 4080. But I still think 4050 is the best kind of like target to have. But anyway, you know, it's FOMC today. It's freaking FOMC. And Goldie might have had its dip. Remember like the video we uploaded yesterday on YouTube about gold's turning point? So this could be a potential turning point here. This little dip, break below support, and then start ripping up towards 43.55. This could be the start. This daily candle could be the start of another bull run. You know, and this month here is about to end in about 2 days. So we're towards the monthly close. Let's see how the monthly is. Monthly close, maybe get a small recovery. Like surely the monthly should close at least about 4,000. Reclaimed 4,000 and maybe like 4,200 for the monthly closure. Mm, 162 milliseconds. Damn. Damn, Daniel. Which book do you recommend? Market Wizards. You can read all the Market Wizards. And Trading in the Zone. Oops. I think I closed out. Sorry guys, I kind of logged myself out of Discord there. I'm trying to establish a connection. No audio? There's audio. Avik, please, how could I get EMAs to the best settings suitable for a scalp or swing trading? The EMAs to, I have no idea. That's something you gotta like, you know, see for yourself, because the way the SMAs are, they're built for the strategy. But if you're on a higher time frame, then you're looking more at oh holy, I think it's because I'm downloading something on Discord. Yeah, but I think guys, I'm just gonna end the stream over here anyway. I'm gonna head out and I will see you guys tomorrow for the London Open. So adios everybody, take care, peace. Watch out for FOMC today. I don't know if this is topped out yet. It could maybe still continue moving up bullish, but yeah, I'm done for the day. I'm not trading anymore here guys. Later.
Pull up in the whip, face diamond like a grid, no time for this.